Hey guys! So today I wanted to share with you my TBR for the Autumn Reading Challenge. This challenge was created by Mercy's Bookish Musings, and I will put the details of the challenge in the video where she talks about it down below. I'm a little late on the game for this one because it does start today. It runs between October 22nd through October 28th, and essentially it's just to encourage people to read more books in October that kind of have a fall autumn feel to them. There are a few challenges that go along with this readathon to help people kind of figure out what books to read. There are 4 main challenges and then 2 bonus challenges, so I kind of did a little mix and match of each. Some of them I'm not going to be following, and a few I've kind of combined into one book. But yeah, let's just get started on the books I'm going to be reading. So the first challenge is to read a spooky or gothic book, and for this one I'm going to be reading Manhattan Mayhem, which are mystery stories that take place in New York. And I don't have a ton of really spooky stories. I'm just not really into these, but I think the mystery element, I believe there are a few ghost stories in this one as well, so I think this will be really great to read for that challenge. So the next challenge is to read a nonfiction book that feels like autumn, and for this one I had some difficulty figuring out what I wanted to read because I'm planning on participating in Nonfiction November, so there are a lot of books that I have planned for that month, so there were some, so I didn't want to use any of those books, and I also didn't know what book really would feel like autumn, so I just decided to kind of combine this challenge with the third challenge, which is read a book in a cold location. So for the 2 challenges I decided to read The Last American Man by Elizabeth Gilbert. This is a profile piece that follows a man named Eustace Conway, and he lives in the Appalachian Mountains, and he's trying to master the art of self-sufficiency. It seems like a really great book to read in the fall and winter season, so I really hope I can get to this one. It's pretty short, so I think this will be one of the books that I can actually finish in the week. And the 4th book is to read an historical fiction novel, and I don't have a ton of historical fiction, which is kind of weird because I used to be, for a while I was on this huge historical fiction kick, but I don't have anything on my TBR that I haven't already read, so I'm going with a book that's kind of historical fiction, and this is The Backs of Small Children by Lydia, and I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce her last name, so I'll put it on the screen. I don't want to butcher it. But this is about an American photographer that goes to Eastern Europe and photographs this girl running from a fiery explosion. I believe this takes place during World War II, but in the description it's never explicitly stated, so I'm not sure. But, so that's why I'm going to say it's historical fiction, but it just seems really interesting, and it just kind of follows the aftermath of what happens when he takes this picture. And there's a lot of instances when photographers take pictures of these war-torn countries. Are they just in the conflict between, are they just there to capture the tragedies, or should they act and intercede? And it's interesting. So it's an interesting idea, and I like exploring that kind of ideas. So that's why I had originally picked up this book, so I think it'll be interesting to read for this readathon. And then she created 2 bonus challenges that you could decide to participate in if you wanted to, and since I'm already currently reading a book that fits one of the challenges, I figured why not just find another book that matches the second bonus challenge and just have them there just in case. So the 5th challenge is to read a book of short stories, and I'm currently doing that, so I'll be finishing up during this readathon Difficult Women by Roxane Gay. I'm about a 3rd way through this book right now, and I'm really enjoying it. I think it's really spectacular, and I love the tone that each of these stories has, and that they're very interesting and weird. There's weird touches to each story that I really enjoy, and it's just the personalities of these women are just really interesting too. So I'm really enjoying it, and I know I will be able to get through this book during this week. So yeah. And the last challenge, which I found really intriguing, which is why I wanted to participate in it, is to read an adult book that follows a young female protagonist. And I just think that's such a unique storyline, and I love the idea. For this one, I decided to read Arcadia by Ian Pierce. This one, I'm not sure if the girl is the main character in this book, But essentially this book follows a male writer who's writing a story similar to The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And then he has this neighbor who has this daughter named Rosie who finds like a portal to another world in his cellar. So it sounds really interesting. I know a lot of people really enjoy this book. I just never got a good point where I was like, I'm in the mood for this book. It's also just kind of on the long side, so I'm a little intimidated by it if I'm gonna be honest, but I think this is a good opportunity to at least start it, maybe not finish it this week, but get into it. So yeah, those are all the books that I plan to read or start reading this week. We'll see how much I get done. I'm really excited about this readathon because the challenges seem really interesting and I think I've picked up some good books. Let me know if you guys are participating in this readathon. What books are you reading? If you have a TBR video, please share it with me down below. I'd love to watch it. Also, I hope you guys are having a great week and I will see you guys soon. Bye!